Hello, let's solve Wordle. It's day 184 of the streak, and the group of 184 was a group of Haitians opposed to Haiti's Fenmi Lavalas party. So that's pretty good. We've got a G and an R. What could we spell with that? Urged, maybe? No, but we're on the right track. Oh, R was... I doubled where R was. That was silly. Okay. We could spell anger. That would have been a better second guess, to be honest. Okay, so we rager, or I guess we could spell that, or what else would fit? Cager, bager, wager. That's more of a normal word. Oh no, it's not the answer though. Okay, logger. Oh no! Oh no! Uh-oh. Okay, this is actually dangerous. We could spell cager, rager. Sage. Oh no. There are several possibilities. Cager doesn't feel likely to me. Sager, as in more sage, feels a bit odd. I feel we don't usually do. I don't think we usually do that kind of kind of intensifier of an adjective. Boy, I can't speak because I'm just preoccupied with this, trying to think of more possibilities. So we've got sager. I don't like that. Rager is actually a noun. What else? I'm already well over time, so I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm just trying to think through this as fully as I can. Rager, cager, sager. I think of these, rager is the one that feels... No, that's not true. There's eager. Eager is much better than those, because eager is an actual word unto itself. The thing I don't like about these others is that sager and cager both feel like sort of modified versions of another more elemental word. And rager is not bad, but it's kind of a slang. It's more of a slang term. Eager is a sort of regular, normal word. Are there any other possibilities? I don't think there are any other possibilities. Was there anything I did that made this likely to end up in this situation? Yes, urged was a terrible second guess. That was an extremely poor guess that cost me a lot, probably. Every time I'm in this situation, I end up just sort of spinning my wheels, blathering, because I don't want to have to put it in. I do think eager, once I realized it was a possibility, is by far my favorite of those. It feels like the most proper sort of standalone word, I guess is kind of how I would put it. I don't think there are any other possibilities. I don't like the other options. Rager's not the worst, but I much prefer this. Yes. Okay, there we go. I've saved the streak. I've kept myself from having to go back to 1, but I've preserved the difficulty in finding new starting words. All right, wow. Let's see. I wonder if anyone else was in this situation. It tells you that if someone was. Okay. Look at that. Only 25 words left, and I made this much of a hash of it. Yeah, this is crazy. Down to 6, down to 4, down to 3, down to 2. Right. So the only ones it considered valid were eager or rager. That makes sense, because those were really the only two I was considering. I didn't think cager was likely to be. That seemed crazy. Yeah. So it liked these. It liked both of those choices. Eager would have been better. Well, that was the answer. So yeah, certainly would have been better. Urged was terrible. That was silly. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't make any terrible mistakes other than that one, obviously. But after that, I don't know. I think my choices after that, I think were fine. Yeah, and I guess the reason eager didn't occur to me earlier is simply because it was repeating an existing letter, and usually the way that I come up with guesses if I don't have one just immediately is I kind of look down at the virtual keyboard and I see what's not lit up, but that's obviously flawed. I should remember to take into account the existing letters. Anyway, there we go. That was the Wordle. Managed to preserve the streak. Back tomorrow. Bye for now.